conference, the first one to be held in Smethwick. So you're all privileged to be here on such a wonderful occasion when we can all share experiences about our lives and our culture. So I'd like to introduce Mr. Richard Nugent, who's the chair of Sandwell Primary Care Trust, who will now discuss communities working together for health. Please put your hands together for Mr. Richard Nugent. Thank you.
I have to say I'm pleased to be here on two counts, really. Firstly, I'm very pleased to represent the Primary Care Trust, the PCT for Sandwell. I'm also here because I'm well within the age range of Agewell, and I live in Smethwick, so I'm happy to be here on two counts. I'm also happy to record the fact that, as John said at the outset, this is a first. It's the first time that Agewell have brought together a conference. It's the first time that we've had a conference of this sort to bring together the different communities within Smethwick to celebrate their togetherness. And it's also the first time in that the idea for this conference came from the Smethwick Town Forum, and I think they ought to be congratulated on such an idea.
And we've got some children here today from St Gregory's Catholic Primary School who will be performing a little bit of traditional Irish dancing for you. Smethwick through the years, mirroring most parts of the country, and especially the Black Country, obviously the people of Smethwick survived 2 world wars and a Great Depression, and the reward for that was during the 1950s and the 1960s we had an unprecedented boom in terms of manufacturing and wealth in this country, and we needed people to help us do some of the jobs that were required to get this country back on its feet. And we had a huge influx of our friends from the West Indies and the Caribbean, and they brought with them their own vibrant culture. We've got a chappie with us now, Denniston Stewart, and I'd like to introduce him.
I'm going to do a poem, and I'm going to do it in patois, but I'm also going to translate it for those people who don't understand patois. We're talking about in the 60s when many Caribbean people came to England, and we had some bad winters at that time. I don't know if any of you remember the winters. Can you remember the winters in 1963? Well, this is a chap who's just come over here and he's experienced his first winter and he's writing back home to tell everybody back home what it's like. Boy, England cool. If it cool, me need them a knock and me just can't get hot. England cool, it cool so till. Frost a morning, snow midday, and black fog at night time. England cool, and me left hot jam down for come dead for cold, yeah. Frostbite, I kill me finger them, and when me walk, me drop and kin poop a lick nuff. Inna the house, worse. Me have a perfume lamp that stink up the place and burn your eye. And if you want, me have to sit down on top of it and lift up my clothes. At night time, me have to wrap up with hot water bottle, hat, socks, dressing gown, 2 sheets, and twist and turn all night long. Right. This is the translated version of all that. Boy, England is cold. It is so cold. My knees are knocking and I just can't get up. England is cold. There's frost in the morning, snow midday, and black fog at night time. Frostbite's killing my fingers, and when I walk, I slip and slide and drop on my bum very frequently.
We would like to call Mr. Udin from the Bangladeshi community to come and have a few words with you good people of Smethwick. Mr. Udin.
I'm very grateful for such kind of event here, although there is a lot of things to learn from each other cultures and exchange the views with each other is very good. Culturally, so many people I seen here, so many faces, so many languages, so many things. But in culturally, we need to do the cultural things here. But I said, we are, although is human, mean everybody is there, but to fulfill the cultural, there are a lot of needs.
We now have a talk about Sikhism, and I'd like to introduce to you our very good friend Sukhvinder Singh, who's going to talk to you about Sikhism.
Right, thank you very much, and good morning to everyone. Talk about Sikhs. Sikhs got a long history, not just with this country, but also the rest of Europe as well. And the fact that Sikhs, the way we are, and we're probably the most visible people out there. And I'd just like to ask, when you see me, what's the first thing that you see, apart from dashing good looks, obviously? Is it what? What else is the beard? Yeah. What else is? Yeah, the turban. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So the first thing that you notice, apart from the beard, is that I've got a turban. Yes. Oh, thank you. Have I done a good job today? Do you reckon? A turban is a sign of dignity to a Sikh. Turban is everything, and to uphold that idea that for us, being a Sikh means that you don't follow anyone else, that you don't follow your own way of thinking, that you follow a way of thinking and the thinking of God. And it's there to remind us, it's a sign of sovereignty that you're your own man, you're your own person. You're not governed or ruled by anyone else, but apart from God.
Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Curtin and Mouse, Doll Busters, the King of Doll. Thank you. And we'll talk about another element of the rich tapestry of life in Smethwick. Could you put your hands together, please, for Chintamani Pandaya. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
मुझ में राम तुझ में राम सब में राम समाया मुझ में राम तुझ में राम सब में राम समाया सबसे कर लो प्यार जगत में कोई नहीं पराया सबसे कर लो प्यार जगत में कोई नहीं पराया मुझ में राम तुझ में राम सब में राम समाया मुझ में राम
The wheel has almost turned full circle in our cultural tour of Smethwick and all those ingredients that make it such a vibrant town. I'm going to introduce a lady now to you who should be no stranger, if you pardon the pun, and I bet you've heard that loads and loads of times before, yeah, for her hard work in helping Smethwick raise its profile. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Doris Jones.
It's lovely to see you all here and so many faces that I know, that we've met mainly through Agewell, but also through me being born in Smethwick and living there all my life. I'm now at the moment very involved with the Primary Care Trust, and as was mentioned, it's my dream to get a hospice built for the whole of Sandwell. Most people don't realise that we haven't got one, but I hope one day that we are going to have it, because I shall keep fighting until we have. Anyway, it's been lovely speaking to you.
We come to a formal closure, so in Black Country parlance you can all go and have your dinner, right? Because I'm hungry as well as you lot. Lest I forget, I think you should all give yourselves a big round of applause for coming along today and making this such a wonderful event. Give yourselves a round of applause.